What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. The Flyers bounce back from yesterday's loss, or reality-checking loss, to the Boston Bruins. You know, one of the elite, probably the best team, the best team in the National Hockey League. They get smoked by them yesterday afternoon, and they bounce back tonight, back at home at the Wells Fargo Center, against basically you're going from the top team in the Boston Bruins to one of the worst teams in the National Hockey League in the Anaheim Ducks. And boy, my God, this Anaheim team is bad. But overall, it was still a pretty entertaining game. Kevin Hayes, hat trick, Morgan Frost with an insane goal during this game. And I know the elephant in the room, and we're definitely going to get into that discussion with the old Ivan Provorov situation. Terrible situation. It's something that could have been completely, it's just a horrible look, honestly. It just is. It's something that could have been avoided during the game. Flyers are celebrating Pride Night, showing the respect for the LGBT community. And, you look at the warm-ups, Flyers are wearing the warm-up jerseys with the rainbow colors on the back. And we see in the press box that Provorov's not out there. He's not out there for warm-ups, and we heard from John Tortorella that he wasn't making any type of lineup changes tonight. And you're thinking to yourselves, okay, did something come up? Did Provorov, get sick last minute? Did he get hurt last minute? Or is it like a last minute scratch? Is it like a trade rumor? Because we all know the trade rumors that have been circling about, especially recently with Ivan Provorov. So is it something like that? Because it's kind of weird that he would be out, not be out there on the ice. And then, we see that he's actually going to be playing in the game. He just wasn't participating in warm-ups for some reason. So that was weird. And then once you get towards the end of the game, when the game ends and all that stuff, you see a statement come out from the Flyers talking about how they, just statement on the showing respects for the LGBTQ community. And we're like, okay, why are they posting that? Looks like they're blowing smoke up something. They're trying to protect themselves from something or preparing for a weird situation. And then you're trying to connect the dots. Oh my God. And then you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, this is something that had to do with Ivan Provorov not participating in the warm-ups because he did not want to wear the Pride Night jerseys. And that's exactly the situation. Tortorella confirmed it. It was due to religious beliefs from Ivan Provorov. And the entire situation is just an honest shit show. It just is. I know there's a lot of rumors, even before this, about Ivan Provorov not being the best of people. Not being a good person, kind of being an asshole. Look, he thinks full of himself. Honestly, I'm not shocked. I'm really not. It's just a really bad look for the organization. A bad look for Ivan Provorov. It's a joke, honestly, in my honest opinion. It's an absolute joke. Can't go out there, wear the Pride jerseys for warm-ups for not even that long. No, you got to sit in the locker room because you don't want to wear it. It's just a very bad look. It's a terrible look. You are an asshole, and you look like an asshole doing it. But I guess you can't force an asshole to not be an asshole. And that's exactly what Ivan Provorov is. I've liked Provorov less and less as the years have gone along. And this is just the bottom of the barrel, basically, for Ivan Provorov. I wouldn't blame Flyers fans for wanting this guy off the team. I wouldn't blame it whatsoever. I feel bad for the other teammates that were really into this night. Scott Lawton, James Van Riemsdyk, they're very supportive of the community, and they were very earing for this night to go on. Had a lot of success. They made a lot of, community people out after the game in the locker room. They were really pumped up for that. I feel bad for the players that were going over it. I feel bad for John Tortorella having to stick up for him. I know people are trying to blame John Tortorella for not benching him, even though I don't think that's a John Tortorella decision. That's more of an organizational decision. Towards his decision is to put the best team on the ice, and it should be up to the front office and, upper management, ownership to step in and say, hey, we're trying to show good for, the community and all that stuff. If you don't respect that, you're not going to play the game. I just feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the coaching staff. They have to stick up for that. It just feels wrong. I feel bad for those guys, but Ivan Provorov, man, my God. How more of an asshole can you be, dude? It's just as simple as that. And I don't want to talk about this for the entire time, but it is something that needs to be stated. Because like I said, my feelings towards Ivan Provorov have just gone deeper down the trash chute as the years go along, and I feel like this is just the icing on the cake at that point. It's just a crap look for the organization, and who knows how much longer Ivan Provorov even has in a Flyers uniform. I would not be surprised if he's gone after this year. I expect him to be gone after this year for hockey reasons and honestly for this. But yeah, where the point stands, Ivan Provorov is an ass. Bottom line there. Don't respect the guy one bit, and this whole situation could have been avoided. But no, he put his coach's staff and he put his teammates on the spot, and it looks terrible. And it honestly left a sour taste in the mouth after what was a really entertaining game. Flyers win 5-2. Kevin Hayes puts up a hat trick. Morgan Frost. Rasmus Ristolainen gets on the board, surprisingly. Shorthanded goal out of all things. First goal of the year. Sam Ersson has another very strong game. And it was a pretty entertaining game. Granted, Anaheim Ducks, they're one of the worst teams in the league. And yes, they are terrible. One of the goals that led, it was one of the, I believe it was the second Kevin Hayes goal. Just absolutely brutal coverage there. Brutal turnover. Goes to Wade Allison, hands it over to Scotty Lawton, and then passes it over to Kevin Hayes, who one times had passed it for the goal. It was just, terrible all around from the Anaheim Ducks. And speaking of terrible as well, it was on the first goal of the game for the Flyers on the power play. The Flyers were getting so many power plays in a row, and this was the weirdest sequence in my entire life. Flyers are on a 5-on-3. They're doing all they can, trying to set something up. They're passing the puck a little too much, and you get Kevin Hayes on the point that loses the puck as one of the Ducks is coming out of the box. I believe it was Comtois coming out of it. He takes the puck away from Hayes, goes on a breakaway. He misses the net. Flyers go down the other way, and Kevin Hayes, the guy who turned the puck over, is the guy that's, sniping it in the net past Anthony Stolarz, who was in the net for the Ducks today, former Flyer there, and he gives the Flyers a 1-0 lead. So out of that insane, weird situation, somehow the Flyers scored there. Make it a 1-0 game there. That's how the intermission ends. Go into the second period. The Flyers, the first period was just all Flyers domination right there, which is basically expected at that point. Go into the second period. Flyers getting all the chances in the world, but then you get a little bit of lapses there. Owen Tippett gets a little bit of a breakaway. He crashes into the net. He gets knocked into the net, actually. Patrick Brown doesn't like it, tries to go after the player, but Patrick Brown doing this allows the Ducks to go the other way for an odd man rush, and it leaves a couple of players a little bit too wide open, and it's Adam Henrique, who just has all the time and space in the world because Patrick Brown was just all the way down the ice trying to defend Owen Tippett, making that huge mistake because it allowed the Ducks to do this thing. He scores it, ties the game up at 1. The Flyers eventually go on a penalty kill. As the penalty kill recently, especially this entire season, they score their 9th shorthanded goal of the season. Rasmus Ristolainen, out of all people, 2-on-1 with Scotty Lawton, finds him, and he does a little nice move to the backhand, puts it past Stolarz, 2-1 Flyers lead. And then Morgan Frost, near the closing end of the period, there's a battle behind the net. Frost on the red line, like literally right next to the net, gets the puck, puts it in between his legs, and absolutely roofs it, goes in and out of the net. It took a little bit. We're like, no, that's a goal. That went in. I saw the puck go in from the press box, and it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it does kind of feel like you're seeing the confidence with Morgan Frost improve as the games go along, which is very nice to see. It definitely is something that is very nice to see with Morgan Frost for that beautiful goal, amazing move, dirty move, disgusting move. It was nice. Then you get the Kevin Hayes goal in the third period off the Anaheim Ducks turnover. Ducks eventually make it a 4-2 game just because, they were on the power play. Flyers are basically trying to close the game out. Ducks decide to pull, the goaltender for the extra attacker in the 4-2 game. Kevin Hayes out there for the hat trick chance, and that's exactly what he does. Buries it into the empty net, makes it a 5-2 game, gets the hat trick. All-star, gets the hat trick. I think that's 2 home games in a row for the Flyers, but a hat trick. Konecny had the hat trick last Wednesday against the Caps, and now Kevin Hayes tonight. So that's something that's nice to see. 2 home games and 2 hat tricks. For some reason, I feel like that's a thing with the Flyers. Sometimes when they go on the hat trick stretches at home, there's always like one game and then the next night at home with another hat trick. I don't know. That's just something that popped into my mind as I'm talking about this. But overall, very entertaining game. Nice bounce back from yesterday against a team that, yesterday in the Boston Bruins, obviously outmatched, obviously outclassed. You come into the night against a team that you're completely better than. They're one of the worst teams in the NHL, and you take care of business in a game that you should win. And there's probably a couple of more games in the upcoming week. More games that you should win against teams that you're probably better than. Chicago Blackhawks on Thursday. You're definitely better than that team. And then maybe a little bit of an evenly matched thing with the Detroit Red Wings on Saturday. Then the schedule eventually gets harder from here, but still there's a little bit of winnable games upcoming, and then we'll see what happens as the days go along. But you get yourself a nice win tonight. You bounce back from yesterday. Morgan Frost, nasty goal. Kevin Hayes, hat trick. Sam Ersson continues to look strong. I'm not sure how much longer he has up with the NHL because Felix Sandstrom's stint, his conditioning stint, is almost done. So I'm not sure if they're going to send him back down to the AHL just so he can get more playing time down there with Sandstrom coming back. I have no idea how that situation is going to turn out, but he showcased some pretty good stuff up here at the NHL level, and that's definitely something to look forward to in Sam Ersson, having two good goaltenders, Carter Hart, Sam Ersson. Carter Hart being amazing, Sam Ersson being a really good quality backup and showing some nice potential in this league, and that's definitely something to look forward to. Owen Tippett, Morgan Frost, they looked really good tonight. Morgan Frost, that nasty goal. Travis Konecny got 2 more points on the board tonight. Ristolainen, honestly, has looked solid over the past few weeks, defensively at least. The points aren't there. He got a goal tonight, but overall, surprisingly, has been solid defensively. And that's where we stand. Very entertaining game. Ivan Provorov's an asshole. And that's where we stand. So, that's going to do it for tonight, everyone. More of a quick hitter recapping tonight's game. So do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off at SeatGeek. Use it for anything you could think of. And I